this is my more or less continuing series of more or less happy hour jams. I'm gonna do a little one today for Saturday. We were calling it Subversive Saturday. So we're gonna maybe talk about something controversial. I'm not feeling super subversive, but I definitely can raise a few questions. I mean, if it's subversive to question the socioeconomic flaws in our current systems, seeing them come to light, especially as we have seen so many of them now. I mean, perhaps we can talk about that. But what is subversive? What does it mean? Is it you question things, perhaps very strongly? Does that mean? I mean, it has to be done without manners or with some sort of force of rage. No, I don't think so. Steadfast questioning, perhaps. Willing to disrupt a system in order to change it or provoke another ideal, perhaps one that is more, at least ideally ideal. One more based on harmony and living entities allowed to truly be free. Like if we were living a little bit more artistically. In fact, artists and subversives have been long linked throughout history. In fact, yeah, there we go. There's a good thing for Subversive Saturday. Coming from Art4Truth, by the way. That's what this is. This is Art4Truth. We are Art4Truth. Once again, welcome. About a subversive artist. I'm going to do one of an early one that I know of anyways. Who was maybe not even in essence an artist himself, but he changed art. He was very subversive about the way that he mandated art be made because he had that kind of power. And for this, we're going back to ancient Egypt. The pharaoh right before the famous Tutankhamun, King Tut, was a man named Akhenaten, Pharaoh Akhenaten. And at least from what little I know of history, it seems to be the truth that he did change. And there's evidence of this. He almost single-handedly changed the way that an entire empire viewed reality. He attempted to. But the force of the people who did not believe in that change, who thought he was crazy, essentially, was too strong, and he was eventually assassinated or whatever, removed from power through death, and many of his temples and his art essentially destroyed, although we have found them over the years. Some of them may have survived even beyond that, but anyways, one of the great things that Akhenaten, the Egyptian pharaoh, did allegedly, of course nobody's perfect and I don't know his whole history, but there's some very interesting ideas here. So if you look at Egyptian art, and it is riddled, it's a great early example, a great early empire that really employed art into a good part of itself. Of course, they were also very warlike and very dogmatic and very set in ways and how a lot of things needed to be. But they were also connected, much more with nature and with a lot of life energy. It's very interesting stuff. But in this era where I believe that we are no more of a global community and can live without war and violence, I think that we can look to other examples of their existence. And the way I've Akhenaten was extremely subversive insofar as he did believe he tried to basically take away the military might of Egypt and wanted to make them more peaceful, from what I understand. And what you can actually see in his art, no matter what you learn, little or know of history, if you can at least see the images that we have of art that was created for him in his name, you will see that it is not the same as most of the art that we see in ancient Egypt. And that in and of itself, when you look at a culture that's so inundated and so absolutely, art's a part of its language, and the great architecture and pyramids and paintings and all of the decorations and sculptures for the living and the dead all over the place. And then we have Akhenaten. Come and change the way it's been done forever. You see, the pharaohs have been idealized because they're deified, essentially meant to be gods. And so when you see most of the pharaohs depicting in art, they're broad-chested and big and, have the ideal features of what you would consider as, powerful beings. Women also, too, their ideals, their curves, their beauty, that brought out to a large degree. But Akhenaten, he was an oddly shaped man, so we would understand. Perhaps even hermaphroditic, who knows, but he had some more curves than a male might. Or have transgender. I have no idea what it would be, but anyways, this is just how it was taught to me and what I've seen in a lot of the artwork, because Akhenaten declared with the power of the pharaoh, and see, this is passed down essentially through genetically, mostly, and so he gets it. He wants to change it. He's proud of this weird shape he has himself, his big lips and his not being the ideal. And he wants art to depict that and depict things as more real and realistic, especially when it came to the pharaoh himself, at least. And so if you look at his art, you'll see that it really does connect. It does not respect that ideal or adhere to that ideal that wasn't real, but that was a zeal that the powers that be wanted people to feel. Art is inherently wonderful and great and beautiful and powerful and all these things, but it can be misused, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake. And I think that he really wanted to entice. Part of his big subversiveness was to entice a change in art and the way that we viewed the world. Because if the people saw the pharaoh depicted this way in their power, and they're seeing them not in the gods and all whatever they're doing, that they're not only more human but even freakish, it could change their entire perspective, because they didn't have the things that we have as far as like television and internet and all these different ideas and science. You know what I mean? And they had entertainment, they had art, they had stories, and they had beliefs. But things were much more streamlined into their very regular, visceral lives. They didn't spend all their time on their phones. And then, so the art mattered so much more, that visceral thing, and as that which was state decreed, of course. Anyways, it didn't last very long, and eventually he did die. He did change some other things. It wasn't just about that. Apparently, he moved the capital of Egypt from Cairo to Akhenaten, I think. I'm not much mistaken. I haven't thought about this history in a while, although I think about Akhenaten to some degree as energy from time to time. But anyways, yeah, you can find out way more than I can teach you by looking it up. Akhenaten, Egypt, King Tut, all that. You can find the links. It's not hard. If that's what you want to do. Something good can come from all this for sure. Anyways, so he did that. He changed the capital. One big thing is Egypt being a largely, at the time, certainly a polytheistic, many god-based religion, god and goddess. He turned it into a monotheistic religion. Not that it was the first ever, but it was definitely something that was changed in Egypt. It was changed back, of course. We believed in the sun god. There's some beautiful beautiful artwork that depicts, that was been saved, that depicts some of these things, his beliefs in the sun and his connection to his wife, Nefertiti. Also depicted very interestingly on King Tut became emperor, much younger, pharaoh much younger than he would have. Died a lot younger than he would have too. And the legacy almost went away, but it still lasts to this day. See, subversive art, people who change things and say, hey, no, fuck this, we're gonna do it this way. Maybe they have better manners in the way they try to have their say. It matters. I don't think it can ever be fully buried. The energy of it, at the very least, carries on, and so much of what can be done physically will be found in ancient archaeology. Even if not, it can be, somehow it does. It carries on, and it can be an inspiration to us who need to have some kind of energy to look the powers that be that are doing things wrongly in the eye and say, hey, we gotta give it another try and do things differently. Being subversive isn't about being an asshole, it's about saying, hey, you guys are maybe the ones being assholes, and let's try to not all be assholes. Let's try to be cool somehow. Everyone needs their freedom and their say somehow, some way, and they need to eat. Everyone, we all do, and have a place to sleep. Some love, some family, some connection, some creativity. Not having to worry all the time about money and food and where it's going to come from. Every single human being deserves that. And I think that it is subversive to say that in the face of the powers that be, that we take all the money and be greedy. And I say, well, let's be more subversive. But let's demand it through love. Let's demand it through change in the way that we act each other and what we expect of our government and our people as, in charge, and we have to have that. Okay, so let's talk about this for Subversive Saturday, then the idea, because I know I'm going to keep it short. I've got some things to do, and I know that I need to transfer some stuff off my phone, so I don't have infinite time. So one thing I'm going to mention, yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I'm still going here. Anarchy, because there's a subversive idea, a divisive concept and word and symbol. And of course, being kind of from a punk rock background and having a connection to a lot of that, and a sense of freedom and really understanding of it. Anarchy in and of itself, is not a bad thing. Destructive, violent, do what you want, hurt other people, anarchy isn't real anarchy. I don't think that's chaos. That's something totally different. But think about the idea of not having laws and governing bodies saying, hey, do this, don't do that, you can't do this. For so many of the things that we do that are harmless to others, that people will lose their lives over. If we treat each other the way that we want to be treated, if we treat each other well, and we find a way for everybody to have the basic things they need, from the creative fuel and juices that need to evolve our consciousness, as well as the healthy foods and living and herbs and connection to life, without all the bullshit and unnecessary strife. While some people take all the wealth and take away all the life. If we can get beyond doing that to each other and live harmoniously, then yes, anarchy essentially is what we would have, because we wouldn't have laws, there'd be no need. We would know how to deal with, if there's contrast and conflict, and there always can be, there's always resolution. I believe there's a way to find somehow a harmony. I learned that through art, so I go down that route, but there are others. So think about that. Anarchy is a way that we can be and live harmoniously with each other. We just allow each other to be free. We don't need to mess with anybody else or fuck with anybody. We can get there somehow. Redistribute the resources, or have a whole new way in which we look about what those resources are, how they're mandated and cut out, and all yada yada. So I'm going to end on that note. Thank you all very much. Make sure we keep on rocking. I am taking a day off from happy hour tomorrow. Sunday will be the day of rest. We'll do this 6 days a week. We'll be back Monday with Mellow Monday. We'll ease into the week with some nice, mellow, cool stuff. Chill and relax. So I hope you all very well. Have a wonderful, great rest of your weekend. Keep making art. Keep it in your heart. And thank you all very much for your ear and your time.